So a couple of weeks ago we put up a post asking if people could donate for Cannary to go visit the Equine Research Center at Colorado State University, and people stepped up and we raised enough money within just a few hours, which was just amazing. And today's the day. So Cannary is heading to CSU to get a better diagnosis on her lameness on this leg with this huge scar on it. What we didn't tell you is that it's actually a checkup appointment for our THO patient Chakora. So Chakora was the horse that got double surgery for her THO a few months ago, and she's been improving really well. And now she's headed down to CSU for a checkup to see how she's been improving and how any physical therapy they recommend. And that was all sponsored by an amazing lady. So yeah, we're heading down to CSU this morning to get this checkup. We got to CSU and we started with Cannary. They started with a lameness exam, which included like flexions and palpating her leg to see if they can find where that pain is coming from. And Chakora was waiting very patiently. So here they're just kind of looking at her leg and seeing if they can see anything, any reason for her lameness. And we also did a nerve blocker. So here we're watching her gait, and we did that with and without the nerve blocker to see if blocking out any feeling below her pastern helped. And what they found is it actually did. So they think that her pain was coming from her pastern, which would probably be arthritis. So she headed into radiology, and she was waiting for x-rays here. And so we got started on Chakora, and Chakora is working with the neurology specialists right now, just showing how she moves and how her balance is. And Jana's been working with her for the past year and has been really working on getting her back to moving comfortably and doing her rehab. And so Jana's kind of talking to her about how her experience has been and what she's noticed in Chakora's recovery. So they're just watching her do like figure eights and backing, and Cannary was waiting like a very patient girl. She's so cute. So Chakora actually had a really rare case. Not many horses have the double surgery on both sides. So there were actually students who were doing their research on THO and had studied her case. And so they got to meet her in person, and that was really cool. So her condition was like a thickening of the bone. One of her hyoid bones hinged on the nerve and destroyed her balance. And so that bone had to be shortened, and her nerves have to regrow in order for her to feel comfortable again. And so that's what her rehab has been for the past several months, and she's still working on. And so exercising in proper ways to help her grow those and get rebalanced is really important. Horses compensate for their balance a lot with their eyes. And so here they wanted to blindfold her, and they just started with one eye at a time to make sure that they didn't scare the heck out of her and stuff. But they wanted to see how her balance was without her compensating for it. So to see where she's actually at, get a proper assessment. And Chakora and Jana have a pretty good relationship, so it was good that Jana was there to be able to work with her, because she was a little nervous not being able to see.
And so now she's fully blindfolded. And she was a little nervous. She couldn't see the other horses and where she was going. But she did really, really good. And they were really happy with her progress, especially that she'd made it in such a short amount of time, only 4 months. And yeah, so this was her visit with the neurology specialist. You can hear Cannary answering her, being a good buddy. And so then we met with the sports rehab physical therapist, and they were checking her muscle tone and seeing how she was symmetrically and how her muscle was doing and her movements. And she gave us a lot of exercises to do with Chakora, which Dana had already started several of them, which was cool, just with our experience with rehab and our massage appointments and our chiropractor appointments and stuff like that. So exercises we've learned from them, some of them were pretty similar. So we just got a few new ones. And so Chakora's having a little bit more part of a hard time on the right than the left. So to make sure that she's developing properly and symmetrically and balanced, she gave us some exercises to help her with that side. And then we went outside and watched her walk over poles and do some straight line tests, walking forward and backward in that L to see how her balance was walking in a straight line and stepping over things. And then we came back in and did some lunging and used these surefoot pads. And these come in different firmnesses and help the horse develop balance. And it's kind of weird for them because it's like an unsteady surface. But we got her on it and she really liked it. She started relaxing. And we can actually purchase these. They're about $160 a pair, so they're kind of pricey. But we think they would be a really good addition to our program to have a few different firmnesses to help some of our other horses as well, not just Chakora. And here Jana was asking if you should use like the same firmness on the front, on the back, if you could do same firmness on the right and a different one on the left. And so just figuring out different organization and exercises we can do with her to help her recover as best she can. She was getting more used to this. She was a good girl. Unfortunately, Cannary's x-rays came back with pretty substantial ring bone, which was sad. We've actually lost a horse to ring bone before. So part of her joint is actually collapsed. And so she got some injections to help her feel more comfortable. But the only cure is a $8,000 surgery. So she's on stall rest while that joint injection site stays clean. So just for the next couple days.